Hello everyone, today we'll be looking at a Python package called Image2console. This package was developed by me and we'll be going over how to use it. Now what exactly is Image2console, you may ask? Image2console is a Python package developed by me that will take in an image and print it out in your Python terminal or command line. Image2console is relatively simple, but it is the first thing of its kind that I have yet seen. In this video I will cover installation, basic uses, and show you a bit about how it works. As you can see, we are on the GitHub page, which will also tell you everything you need to do, but I feel like my video will be more in depth. First, what we want to do is install it. It has been uploaded to pip, so we can simply go to cmd and type pip install image2console. As you can see, I already have it, but for you it will run through all the downloads. Now that we have Image2console nicely installed, let's write a very simple script. First, we'll type import Image2console like such. We then need to give it an image. So let's write image path is equal to c // desktop /test.png. and if we go look over at that image, you can see we have this image where I don't know where it's from is a sort of standard in the image processing world. Sorry. We will then write, let's say, image is equal to Image2console dot string image. We then pass it the image path, image path, and then an optional parameter known as size. I'll get into size in a bit, but all you need to know is it changes how many pixels are printed out. As each pixel is rather big, the maximum is 100, which is also the default. We can then simply just print out image, and then our code should work. I see. We actually need a JPEG, not a PNG. Let me quickly fix that. Sorry about that. Now that I've turned our image into a JPEG, you need to remember that with Image2console, you must always use a JPEG. Now that everything's fixed, let's give it another go. And I wonder if it's the capital. There we are. It was just I had mistyped it. As we can see, in the console, here is a pixelated version of the image, which I think is rather cool. Now, of course, the image is square, which will be changed in later updates. You will be able to change all dimensions of the image. Now let's talk about size. Size is a second parameter which we can set to anything from 1 to 100. The default is of course 100, but a smaller image, let's say, could be 50, which will retain a lot of its detail, but as size goes down, detail will of course change. If we go down to, I don't know, 25, we can see we still get the basic gist of the image, but we do lose a large amount of detail. We can even take it down to 5, and it could technically be recognizable, but rarely. What you would want to do is, if you were to use this code to print out logos or such, you would have your image be originally sort of 5 by 5 or 5 by 10, and then you would be able to not lose any detail in your final image. Now, what happens if you make your image slightly larger than 100? So let's say we have 100 here, and then let's just duplicate this and make this 200. Will there be a difference? And as you can see, there won't, because the code will automatically set a limit. Because if you do 200 or anything above 100, the lines will reach their sort of maximum length and they'll go over, which will really distort your image and ruin the effect. Now let's cover a bit about how it works. So if we navigate back over to the GitHub and we open up Image2console.py, this is a relatively short piece of code. What we do is we take in an image path and we first check if that image is a JPEG. If it is not, we will just ask for a JPEG, as this code cannot work on any other image types. That is also something that will be changed in later updates. Then we have the size checker. So if anything goes above 100, let's just put to 100. We then have a function called RGB2pix, and it simply returns a function named color, which is imported from this color package. This package will take in an RGB value and return a given string with a special set of characters that makes it print out colorful. So this will simply return out a pixel, which in this case is a tab, with just the RGB things passed to it. We then have the main function called getImageData, which will take in the image and then it will open it up into a bunch of pixels, an array of pixels which are just RGB values. RGB stands for red, green, blue, if you don't happen to know that. It will then pass each of those pixels to my def RGB2pix, and it will sort of accumulate this long string full of these colored blocks of text. We will then see down over here that this will count how many pixels it is in one row, and if we are at the maximum size, which is 100 in this case, it will then add a new line so the image isn't stretched out into one flat line but is actually placed all the way into an image, and then we return this formatted text representation of an image. I hope you found this interesting, and the link to the GitHub will of course be in the description. Thank you.